The University of Alabama is among more than 50 universities under investigation by the Department of Education for alleged racial discrimination. And this comes just a month after a federal warning to public schools and colleges to end DEI policies or risk losing funding. Many of the schools under review have ties to the PhD Project, a nonprofit aimed at diversifying the business world. The department claims the group limits eligibility based on race. Other universities are being investigated for awarding race-based scholarships.
Dale Jackson here for Yellowhammer Now. Let's talk a little bit about the Trump Department of Education looking into different universities and colleges around the country because of their failure to follow the executive order signed by the president that said, no more DEI in federally funded institutions. Now, if you take a look at the story at AL.com and how they've covered it, it's actually really funny. Look at this headline. They refer to the University of Alabama, the flagship university in the state of Alabama, as an Alabama college. It's really funny because you don't usually see them reference the University of Alabama this way. Usually they'll just say the University of Alabama, so it's kind of a funny headline. But it's happening all over the country, including in places like Oregon.
The University of Oregon is responding to the investigation announced by the U.S. Department of Education. The university is among 45 universities across the country being looked at for allegedly violating students' civil rights due to, quote, race exclusionary practices. In a statement, Oregon's Director of Issues Management and spokesperson Angela Seidel says the university is taking the complaint seriously, and they're reviewing all their practices, believing that they aren't in compliance with the law. The U.S. Department of Education's Office for Civil Rights says that their investigation into UO involves its partnership with the PhD Project, a nonprofit which aims to increase diversity in business education. The Department of Education says the university is violating Title VI of the Civil Rights Act and as a result could lose federal funding.
So from Alabama to Oregon and everywhere in between, there are dozens of institutions that have just decided they're not going to follow the law, or they're going to try to get around the actual law and the executive order. Some universities are changing the names of their programs. I don't think that's going to work with the Trump administration. I think some are just hoping that a federal judge will step in and stop the Trump administration from doing the things that they campaigned on, and maybe they'll have to take it to the Supreme Court in order to get it done. Maybe that happens. But the PhD project that's mentioned in both of these stories is clearly racially discriminatory. It targets and excludes certain races. That's wrong. Some would say it's racist. But hey, it doesn't matter. The Trump administration is saying enough of that if you want federal funding. So, University of Alabama, if you want federal funding, and I've been told repeatedly over the last couple of weeks that the federal funding coming into these universities is the most important thing that's ever happened. Get rid of these programs and stop playing these stupid games before you win some stupid prizes.
Every year in Alabama, we miss out on between $65 and $90 million in tax revenue by not legalizing sports betting here in our state. Money that can be used to improve our roads and bridges, or elevate our school systems and support our first responders. Contact your legislator to ensure sports betting is legalized in Alabama. Learn more at betonalabama.com.